We can start to sit up nice and tall in our seats. Allow yourself to feel good and feel balanced here. Notice the solidification of your moment, this idea of being here, being present. Solidify that in your present moment awareness. Feel the full body at ease. Notice how the feet connect to the ground beneath you. Allow yourself to just start to soak here in the present moment. Take a few breaths. Allow those breaths to reach down to the tips of your toes. It's really important that each breath follows a path. Maybe even set an intention to your vision. So in your mind's eye, bring to a place where you'd like your breath to reach in your body right now. Really allow it to be developed, identify it. Notice the feelings, the images, the colors, the texture, and among other things, just what the body feels like. You can maybe even identify the body part. It's really important to bring this into your mind's eye, using your vision. Your eyes can remain closed. You're just building up this sense of awareness. And then for a moment, just consider why you've chosen that part of your body. Just for a moment. And if you don't know, that's okay. Just maybe that part of the body stuck out for you for some reason. See if you can just be okay with that. We don't always need an answer for everything. Sometimes we can feel like things draw our attention, and there doesn't necessarily have to be a conscious answer for it. See if you can just trust yourself here for that moment. And then intentionally bring your breath to that place of your vision. And as you bring your breath there, I want you to imagine that your breath is flowing through that space. Not just on the boundary, but actually flowing through, able to hit every single corner, every crevice. Maybe if there's a color associated with it, when you breathe into that space, maybe it becomes brighter. Notice the power of your breath here. And continue to breathe in and out. Take about 5 cultivated breaths. And we want to be able to bring them intentionally to your vision. While you do this, I'm going to ring the singing bowl. See if you can allow the vibration to help you stay focused on your vision, connecting the breath to the vision. I'm going to begin now. Also, while you're doing this, just notice the breath as well. Is it choppy? Is it flowing freely? If you could describe the breath, what would you describe it as at this moment? And see if you can add this sense of gentleness to it, knowing that you can just trust it. If you can just for a moment let down your guard and have trust. Have trust that the next breath in is going to flow in and the next breath out is going to flow out. If you like, you can take a hand and place it on the belly just so you can get a deeper sense of this breath. Trusting that the inhale is going to bring breath into the body and that the exhale is going to release it. It's just a way to know that the breath is working. If you found any doubt in your mind, use this as a way to erase it. You may also notice that different thoughts come up during the practice. We don't need an answer for those thoughts either. We don't need to understand why they're there. Let's just see for this practice if we can just let them go. And let them be where they are. If they're there, they're there. And if they're not, they're not. And you'll start to notice that they kind of take on a life of their own and shape. And then sometimes they just fade away with no explanation. And just trust that that's a process that thoughts go through. You may feel some sort of way about that, and that's okay. But for right now, see if you can just be okay with it, regardless of how you feel about your thoughts. See if you can just be okay for this moment and trust that everything's working as it needs to. The mind is supposed to think. That's just what it does. Nothing more, nothing less. We're going to take a few cultivated breaths together. See if you can completely empty out any thoughts or feelings in this moment. And see if you can just be present as you are. On the next exhale, allow the navel to suck down towards the spine. All the stale air leaves the body. And while you're breathing out, you can even make a little sound like shh. So everything is gone. Inhale in. Allow the belly to rise. If the belly can rise as part of your breath, fill up as much as you can and pause for a moment. Really evaluate that just for that second and then slowly release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the air is out of the lungs. Pause for a moment. Inhale, breathe in. And then just breathe into your full capacity. And on the exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Navel sucks down towards the spine. Shh, all the air is out of the lungs. Inhale, breathe in. Belly rises, full capacity. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue this process. Really just being okay with things as they are. See if you can just Be trustworthy that you have right now in this period, this present moment, this ability to be okay. Just with things as they are. We're always fixing things. We always want to make things better, and we never want to relax. We always feel like we have to move. So what we want to try to do here is just know that everything is okay and we don't have to fix it. We don't have to. It can be a messy emotion or a ruminating thought. It could be anything, but we don't have to fix it right now. Stay focused on the breath and just continue to trust the breath. And that part of your body that you brought out, see if you can now bring this breath to that part of the body and see if that can just help to do something to that part of the body. For whatever reason you chose it, see if you can really use the trusting breath to help provide you with everything that you need. The body is a great way to stay grounded. The breath is a great way to stay focused. And while you're here in this moment, continue to give yourself the support that you need, completely being open to whatever's present. And wherever that part of your body is, I'd like you to take a hand, wherever it is. And if it's an emotional part of the body, maybe you can take a hand and place it on the heart. If it's something with your thoughts and it makes it sort of physical, you can place a hand on your head. Or if it's something with maybe your voice, a hand on the throat. If it's a physical pain, you can just place a hand on whatever it is, like maybe it's a back pain or a knee pain. It could be something else. Wherever you happen to be at, see if you can do your best to lay a hand there. And just acknowledge it for a moment with an open heart. Feel a bit of compassion come through the arm, down into the hand, the fingertips. Continue to breathe in and out, acknowledging this part of the body with a focus and intention of being open and trusting. And just sit here for the next 20 breath cycles. Listen. If you want to remove your hand, you're welcome to, but you can keep it there if it helps you to keep your vision and your intention focused on the task. See if you can just listen to this part of the body. Breathing in and out. The mind wanders gently, bring it back. Using the breath, bringing that part of the body into your mind's eye, reconnecting to that vision, and continuing to listen. You may notice as you do this that it's not always just physical, or sometimes it's a combination of physical, emotional, stress, anxiety. And other times it's on a more positive note, sense of awe or achievement. And other times there's no words. It's just is what it is. You can only recognize it here in the present by listening. And see if you can trust what's being said. This might be difficult at first to even be able to bring this sense of trust to the present, but see if you can use your breath to help you bring trust into this relationship in this space. What does it feel to have trust? How does it change the shape or the experience? And if it doesn't, that's also okay. Are you aware of that? What does that mean to you? See if you can just continue to acknowledge what's being said or what's not being said. And intentionally take a few more breaths and see if you can just soften around the edge a little bit, allowing the breath once again to cover every single part. And wherever this attention has brought you to, allow the breath to be fluid there and abundant. There's no shortage here of breath. You trust that each breath brings you in another breath, and each exhale allows for another inhale. There's no question that you have enough of this resource. And as we get ready to bring the full body into awareness, see if you can just make peace. You've listened, but not everything requires a response. You can always come back to that at another time. For right now, we just want to be able to practice this ability to listen without having to respond much. It's a big responsibility to respond. Can be a weight on our shoulders, and we want to just for this moment practice the ability to just listen and not have to do anything about what we're listening to. You're simply acknowledging and listening with trust. We're going to bring this practice now through the full body from Wherever that part of the body is, allow it to disseminate all the way from the part of the body up to the crown of the head, and at the same time down to the feet, around the front of the body, and also wrapping around the back body. Feel this full ability to, when you breathe in, to just trust this present moment and really truly feel this grounding of your body here and now. And then on the exhale, release, truly trusting that the breath will come back again, almost like a boomerang. You don't have to do anything to be here and be present. You already are. You have this moment. You have this trust. And for the remainder of class, see if you can just be here and be present. That's all. Allow your vision to maybe cover the full shape of your body. And when you breathe in and out, allow that to be your intention and focus so that you can stay in this trustworthy place with that breath. And when the mind wanders, you can gently bring it back using the breath, connecting to the body. I'm going to ring the singing bowl. Continue this practice throughout the sound. Just continue to be present. When you're ready, you can start to wiggle the toes and the fingertips. If you like to stay in this meditative practice longer, you can turn off the video and continue to meditate as long as you like. Otherwise, you can start to open the eyes, reconnect to the space and world around you, and maybe even take a look at your body, this thing that you've been practicing with and meditating with, and maybe feel that part of the body that you've meditated on for a good part of this practice, and see if you can just have this joyful spirit and gratitude in the sense of having, just even having this ability to be here and be present right now. And take a few breaths and really feel that welcoming breath and that warmth of life just come through the body. I thank you so much for joining me today. Take all, none, or part of this practice with you, but know it's always accessible to you. Just by simply breathing and making a choice to really and truly be present. Thank you. Namaste.